Okay, good morning everyone. For those who just joined in the lesson, please fill in the attendance first. Alright, today we will start with a short quiz about robots. Can you all see my screen now? Class? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Very good. Okay. This is a short quiz about robots. Okay. True or false? A robot is a machine which makes work more difficult for humans.
False.
False, eh? It doesn't make things difficult, but in fact, it makes our life easier. All right. Next one. They do jobs which humans are not able to do because they are very difficult or expensive. True or false? Difficult or expensive. For example, exploring the deep ocean. It is very difficult and dangerous because ocean, yes, deep in the sea. True or false?
True.
True. Okay. Robots can go where there are dangerous gases or high temperatures. They cannot go there. Dangerous gases, high temperatures, suhu yang tinggi. True or false? What do you think?
False.
Yes, false. Because they can go there. Because they can go there. That's why humans send robots to all the dangerous places. Some machines from home are called kitchen robots. True or false? They be called kitchen robots. They being called kitchen robots.
True.
The others?
True. Okay, guys. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
All right. I'm having problem with my laptop again. I'm sorry, but I'm here. Uh, give me a few seconds to restart the laptop. I am really sorry because of this. I cannot buy a new laptop, and I also cannot fix my laptop because the shops are not open. So I am in a very difficult situation right now. But this weekend, I'll try to buy a new laptop. You give me a few seconds. Um, my laptop is on now. All right, it's here. All right. We will skip the quiz. Okay. So as you know, the topic is robot. Okay, it's on now. All right.
All right. Okay. Sorry for the trouble. We will go straight to the reading task. because of the problem. We are going straight to the reading task. Okay, it's here. I will try to get a new laptop as soon as possible because this has been bothering me a lot. I've been having this problem since last month. Come on. All right. Okay, for those who just joined in, can you please fill in the attendance first? I don't want you to... All right. Can you see my screen now? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Can I have someone to read the text for me? Okay, the title is Robot. So you read the article. Any volunteers who wants to contribute his or her voice? Who's that? Who's me? Okay, Siti Nur Shamin. Okay, attendance. Wait,
For some time now, scientists have been promising to
Introduce.
introduce us, us to a new generation of mobile robots that can do almost everything to make our life easier. We are told that they will be able to clean our house, do all the weekly
Houses. Ada S.
house to
Houses.
clean our houses, do all the
Yes.
weekly shopping at the supermarket, successfully steer our car through the crowded city street, and guide us effortlessly to our holiday destination. So far, unfortunately, the promise has remained unfulfilled. This is mainly because the scientists have failed to program their robot to distinguish between the permanent
Distinguish.
apa
Distinguish.
distinguish between the permanent fractures of a typical straight
Typical.
typical straight scene and those which are temporary and can move from place to place. Some some things which are seen in a street, building, street lamps, and so on, will always be in the same place. Other things, however, such as cars, trucks, and buses, and even smaller objects like bicycles or babies pushchair, will almost certainly have been moved elsewhere.
All right. Thank you, Shamin. Okay. Look at the text. For some time now, scientists have been promising to introduce us to a new generation of mobile robots. Mobile here means it can move anywhere, anytime. Okay, mobile. That can do almost everything to make our lives easier. It doesn't make our life difficult. They can clean our houses. They can do the shopping at the supermarket, buy our groceries. If we need anything, we can just send our robot. Successfully steer our cars means they can drive your car through the crowded city. Crowded means busy city streets, and guide us effortlessly. Okay, guide us. So the robots can become a tourist guide, okay, to our holiday destinations. If you go to a new place or a new country, okay, you don't have to think too much because the robot can help you. Maybe they can bring you to the famous tourist destinations. If you don't know the language, for example, if you go to Japan, If you go to other places that you don't understand the language, the robot can do the translation for you, which is very, very easy. So far, unfortunately, unluckily, so bad, the promise has remained unfulfilled. Okay, it sounds good, sounds promising, but it is not a reality yet. This is mainly because the scientists have failed to program their robots to distinguish. Distinguish means robot tu dia tak tahu untuk membezakan. Distinguish means membezakan from one thing over another. So they cannot distinguish between the permanent features. Permanent means something fixed, yang kekal, yang tetap, yang sentiasa ada berada kat situ. Permanent is fixed. Permanent features of a typical street scene and those which are temporary. Temporary means sementara. So permanent, kekal, temporary, sementara, and can move from place to place. Okay? So I explain again. This sentence, it says that the robot cannot distinguish, they cannot differentiate, dia tak boleh membezakan things that are fixed or permanent, kekal, and things that are temporary and keeps moving. Yang sementara dan dia sentiasa bergerak. Okay. For example here, some things which are seen in the street, buildings, bangunan, street lamps, and so on, will always be in the same place. Okay. Same place means it is permanent. Other things, however, such as cars, trucks and buses, and even smaller objects like bicycles or baby's pushchair or stroller, will almost certainly have been moved elsewhere. So when the robot come to your neighborhood, for example, they go to your place. Okay, the robot can recognize your house. They can recognize the street lamp. They can recognize this tree and anything fixed or permanent. But when someone is walking by, for example, someone is walking by bringing his dog, then the robot cannot get the image correctly because the things is moving from one place to another. Okay, that is one of the problems that they cannot fix in robots. Okay, so after this, I will give you this text and you answer the questions. Write the notes below. Okay, use 2 words in each line. What we would like the robots to do for us. So all the answers are from here. Okay, so we want the robots to do our shopping, weekly supermarket shopping. Okay, you write down the answers here. 1 word in 1 box. All right, next. Anyone else, please volunteer to read the text. Okay, class, if you have a link for the attendance, can you copy and paste in the chat room, please? Can you copy and paste the link in the chat room to help? I don't have the link. All right, next one. Anyone else to volunteer? Thank you, Myra. Anyone else want to volunteer? Read the text. We humans. Come on. Okay, thank you, Kasih. Okay, you can start now.
Teacher, can you hear my voice?
Yes, very clear.
We humans have no difficulty in accepting these minor changes when we observe familiar scenes. But for robots, up to now, it has been a serious problem. Earlier, robots become confused by these insignificant changes and were consequently unable to function properly. Recently, however, it has been reported that members of the robotic research group at the University of Oxford have given their robots a new kind of visual memory, which makes them more much more successful.
Okay, wait for a while. I explain the first paragraph and then you continue after this. Okay, Kasih? Okay, we humans are okay. Okay, it means that if you are at the playground, for example, someone is walking by, you can you can accept the minor changes. Minor means small changes. Sometimes a postman come by, delivery man. So it's okay for you to observe familiar scenes, pemandangan yang biasa. But for robots, up to now, it has been a serious problem. Robots, they cannot catch things. Because they are programmed for certain. Robots became confused by these insignificant changes. Insignificant has the same meaning with minor, which is very, very small. Small changes. Insignificant, minor, and small has the same. They all have the same meaning. Okay, perubahan kecil. And robots were consequently unable to function properly. Okay, when there is a changes in the system, in what they are being programmed, then they cannot function properly. Yalah, because they are robot, they are not human like us. We can think, but the robot, they might not be able to think. Recently, however, okay, there's a group of people, scientists, they have given the robots a new kind of visual memory. So now the robot, they can have a visual memory, means visual means gambar, image. Okay, bila dia tengok something, when they see something, they can keep the memories, which makes them much more successful. Okay, thank you. Kasih, can you continue?
Yes, the new computer program called Clever Map trains the robot to recognize familiar objects as a whole and to accept the movement of some objects, such as car, from one place to another. So when, for instance, a vehicle which the robot has formerly seen in a particular location is not in the same place again, it can dismiss the absence of the vehicle as unimportant. At the same time, the robot is no longer confused by the fact that identical features such as bricks, doors, and windows may appear in different locations.
All right, thank you. The new computer program called Clever Map, okay, which is invented by the researchers in the University of Oxford, trains the robot, dia melatih robot tu to recognize familiar objects. Recognize means dia mengenali, okay, dia cam. Familiar objects as a whole and to accept the movement of some objects. So now the robot is smarter, okay, has become smarter. If the object is moving, it's okay for them. Okay, for example, of moving object is cars. So we have cars which is come by to that place and move from one place to another place. So for example, when a vehicle, a transportation which a robot has formerly seen a car, for example, a car has formerly seen means that sebelum tu dia dah nampak in a particular location, it's not in the same place again. So before there's a car parked at the parking lot. But suddenly, when the robot came, the car is no longer there. Okay, so it is not in the same place again. Maybe the car is parked somewhere else. It can dismiss the absence of the vehicle as unimportant. So, it can dismiss, dia boleh buang ingatan tu, the absence of the vehicle as unimportant. So, the movement of the vehicle is not important for the robot. At the same time, the robot will be no longer confused. So they can work better. They are not confused by the fact that identical features. Okay, this is another thing that the robot is confused because we have bricks, doors, and windows. Okay, that may appear in different locations because most of our houses, we have the same pattern for bricks, doors, and windows. So now the robot is smarter. They know that most houses have the same pattern of these things at their houses. All right, last two paragraph. Anyone else? Thank you, Kasih, for the two paragraph. Anyone else would like to contribute their voice this afternoon? Come on. You want me to say your name or you want to volunteer? Can I have... Who else, huh? Liza. No, Liza, are you here?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Okay, Liza, can you read this paragraph, last two paragraph?
Okay. These letters super robots have the ability.
This paragraph first. This one first. The research workers.
Okay. The research worker first took their robot for walks around the buildings and gardens of their university college. Once the robot managed to recognize the familiar surroundings, they looked it out into the streets of the city of they took it out into the streets of the city of Oxford, and it successfully produced maps of the whole city centre. The next step was to put a robot in the passenger seat of a car and to taxi it out on a 1,000-kilometer journey around the countryside. This has resulted in the production of the largest robot grid maps to date. These latest super robots have the ability to learn the details of their surroundings and to use a set of rules in their computer programs to deal with change. We have not yet reached changes. We have not yet reached a stage of development when we can employ a robot to serve all our domestic needs. But the time is now, not so far distant.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. The research workers first took their robots. Okay, so how they train the robot? They bring the robot to walk around, pergi jalan-jalan, buildings, gardens at the university area. And then once the robot managed to recognize means dia dah dia dah kenal the surroundings, they took the robot out of the street of Oxford. And at the end, they managed to dia boleh buat jadi peta of the whole city centre. Next, they put the robot in the passenger seat of a car. Okay, not the robot is driving, the robot is they put the robot at the passenger seat dekat sebelah driver tu to test it out on a 1,000-kilometer journey. Okay, around the countryside. So they bring first at the university and then the city center, and they bring it outside to the countryside, which now they have maps. Okay, because the robot can get the image and the maps. Okay, so these latest super robots have the ability means dia ada kebolehan to learn the details of their surroundings and to use a set of rules in their computer programs to deal with changes. Okay, so if there is anything moving, the robot will not take the information. Okay, but at the end, they have not reached a stage of development. Development means pembangunan. When we can employ a robot, employ means you gajikan robot. Ambil robot bekerja. For example, as your maid to serve all your domestic needs. Domestic needs is keperluan harian kita lah, macam yang biasanya maid buat kerja tu. Okay. but the time is now not so far distant. So do you think one day we will be able to have a robot maid? Will human will be able to have robot maid do domestic chores for them? Okay. So this text also have fill in the blanks activity. So use 2 words in each line, put 1 word here, 1 word here, and all the answers are in the text. So all the answers are in the text. All right. Okay, do you have any question about the text? Class? No, very good. Okay, I am going to give you